Hello and welcome to North Penn News, live from the North Penn Television Studios in North Penn High School. I'm Kyle Berger.
And I'm Melissa Croak. In our first story, the North Penn High School production of 42nd Street made their final curtain call on Saturday night, bringing the audience to their feet with an unforgettable performance. North Penn News reporter Jason Hefner has the story.
After 3 shows, the cast of 42nd Street was hitting their marks with all cylinders. Nathaniel Reimer commanded the stage as Julian Marsh, the star director of Pretty Lady, who pulls his cast together despite several setbacks in the Pretty Lady production. Deanna Alcaludi's strong voice and range of emotions portrays the aging and glamorous volatile star Dorothy Brock to a T. Kristen Herbert is convincing as the innocent budding actress Peggy Sawyer from Allentown, Pennsylvania. And finally, Michael Tornetta, portraying the flirtatious male lead in Pretty Lady, provides comic relief and some exceptional tap dancing. Michael wasn't the only member of the cast who stunned the audience with exceptional tap dancing. One would never know that only 4 of the 19 men and women Pretty Lady dancers had prior tap experience. The dancers' talent shines with a stirring rendition of the show's big finale of 42nd Street. Cynthia Loudon's staff, crew, and students have done it again with another professional production for the North Penn community. For North Penn News, I'm Jason Hefner.
Hundreds of Montgomery County Special Olympians recently competed in the Special Olympics held at North Penn's Crawford Stadium. North Penn News reporter Stephen Schwartz has the story.
The 19th Annual Special Olympics were recently held here at North Penn High School. Athletes from local schools came to participate in the Montgomery County sponsored event. Events included a softball throw, running, and a standing long jump. For younger Olympians, there was a festival of games, which included a 25-meter run, target tennis, and a standing long jump. This is a nationally recognized competition for younger athletes, and it prepares them mentally and physically for the events they will be participating in when they are older.
Certainly all the athletes that participate today have a sense of pride and exhilaration and self-satisfaction in achieving something.
Hanging out with the kids, it's really fun.
After state competition, athletes can take part in the international level Special Olympics held every 4 years. The Special Olympics were organized by Mrs. Kathy Kerper with the help of students who found buddies and worked events. Even for the participants who did not walk away with first place ribbon, at the end of the day they were all winners. Competing in the Special Olympics was a great experience for all participants.
Well, this morning I started out organizing buddies for a particular school, and then after that, since I didn't have anybody to go with, I went around and made sure all the kids had buddies, and after that I went over to the long jump area and organized that, made sure all the kids got in the heats, and when kids missed their heat, I made sure they got in for the heat. It's not just about these kids competing and being able to win an event and get a medal. It's more about them being able to develop physically and mentally.
To the athletes that are competing, I think it gives them an opportunity to show what they have trained so hard to do and to just go out and go for that gold medal or that blue ribbon. They're out there showing their best for their friends and their family, and they just love it.
For North Penn News, I'm Stephen Schwartz.
The class of '98 recognized 100 influential teachers with the Seniors' Choice Awards banquet. North Penn News reporter Jason Hefner has the story.
The class of 1998 held a banquet to honor the most influential teachers with the 1998 Senior Choice Awards. The ceremony, held in the North Penn High School cafeteria, included dinner and speakers from the North Penn School Board and members of the class of 1998.
Other school districts have students that are very similar to North Penn, and other school districts have students, parents who are very similar to North Penn parents. But no other school district has North Penn's excellent teachers.
And indeed, I believe that when teachers lay down challenges and high expectations for us students, that inexplicably we'll strive higher and harder than we ever thought ourselves capable. And when we students see that we can accomplish something better for ourselves, when we feel your assurance and support backs us up, it dares us to go further.
I'm the teacher. I give and I give and I give. And students receive, receive, and receive. But you didn't give yourself tonight's vote. They gave you that vote. And in some cases, you're a winner for the first time in the hearts and minds of seniors. And for some of you, it's the second time, and it's the third time.
Senior students were given ballots earlier in the year. Students wrote down the names of 2 elementary, middle school, and high school teachers who had the most positive effect on the student. This is the 3rd year the seniors have had the opportunity to show their appreciation for their favorite teachers.
I think it's a great award, and it means a lot because it comes from the students. And if you win awards from other people academically, it's impressive and it's important. But I think most teachers are in teaching because of the students, and they want to make a connection with the students. And getting the award tells you that you have.
Teachers work very hard, they're very dedicated, and sometimes you work in isolation and you're not quite sure if you're really being recognized in any way for all your hard work. And I think that's the basic premise of this award. It simply recognizes people for their hard work, for their dedication, for their commitment to students and the district.
For North Penn News, I'm Jason Hefner.
The North Penn music programs continued their tradition of excellence as 2 of their ensembles recently competed in their championships. The North Penn High School Jazz and Lab Bands both competed in the Cavalcade of Bands Jazz Band Championships and both walked away with the championship to their credit. The Lab Band won the Division B competition, placing above 7 other high schools. The group was also awarded a superior rating and earned Best Saxophone and Best Trumpet sections. The Jazz Band competed against 8 other high schools to capture the Division A championship. They also captured Best Trumpet section. This marks the first time in the history of the Cavalcade of Bands competition that one high school has been awarded both divisional championships in the same year.
The North Penn High School Academic Decathlon team recently represented the North Penn High School District and Pennsylvania at the National Academic Decathlon Competition in Rhode Island. The team placed 15th in the country and 3rd in the Northeast region. As far as individual medals, Josephine Drew captured gold medals in math, art, and music. She also captured a silver and bronze medal in Super Quiz and Language and Literature, respectively. Josephine also was the first recipient of the Senator Pell Achievement in Art Award, which is an award given by Senator Pell of Rhode Island. Congratulations to Josephine Drew and the entire academic decathlon team.
North Penn High School senior Rishi Sanyal has been named one of approximately 500 semifinalists in the 1998 Presidential Scholars Program. Rishi was selected from over 2,600 candidates for achievements, leadership, and other qualities. The White House will announce the finalists later this month. The scholars will be invited to a recognition ceremony in Washington, D.C., where they will be awarded Presidential Scholars Medallions and participate in various activities held in their honor.
North Penn High School junior Janice Drew is a state bronze medal winner in the Arts and Humanities Studies category of the Discover Card Tribute Program for Pennsylvania. This award recognizes the achievements of high school juniors in the U.S. and overseas. A $1,250 scholarship was awarded to Janice for her achievements. The areas of her achievement include leadership, unique endeavors, and other qualities.
The National Latin Exam Committee has recently released information on 2 outstanding students here at North Penn High School. Senior Josephine Drew has won a gold medal in the National Latin Exam for 5 consecutive years, while classmate Reed Collins has achieved 3 consecutive perfect scores on the National Latin Exam. Reed is one of only 21 students out of 114,000 who participated in the entire United States, Europe, Asia, and Africa to have attained this distinction. Congratulations to both Josephine and Reed.
North Penn High School held its first senior art show this year. Each senior who qualified for the event displayed their best original work produced in their classes. To qualify, students had to be a senior art major who had taken an art major course in their sophomore or junior year and maintained a B average in all of their art courses. Senior walls included pencil sketches, photography, ceramics, sculpture, animation, paintings, photo illustrations, and computer art. The art department will be holding their annual art show on Thursday, May 14th at 6 p.m. in the high school lobby.
North Penn High School's Green Room Club is presenting its annual children's shows, Tales for Tots. Public performances will be held on Saturday, May 9th at Playcrafters in Skipback. There will be 2 shows, one at 9:30 a.m. and another at 11 a.m. Each show will feature 3 different skits. And tickets are $2 and can be reserved by calling 721-2013. That's 721-2013. Seating is limited and shows are appropriate for preschoolers. While construction is moving along swiftly here at North Penn High School, crews have already broken through the APOD wall. Attachments are being made, and the connection of the cafeteria expansion to APOD will soon be complete. All of the outside foam has been applied and the extension is ready for drive-it. For further construction announcements, stay tuned to North Penn Television.
The North Penn Middle School jazz bands concluded their seasons on a high note at the Arcola Intermediate Jazz Festival. Each band performed 3 selections before a panel of judges and were awarded the highest possible rating of superior. In addition, each band was awarded sectional awards. Pembroke won the Outstanding Trombone section, Penfield won the Outstanding Rhythm section, and Pendale won the Best Saxophone section. Individually, Matt Terzo, Mike Zabrodsky, and Jared Schultz were all commended as outstanding soloists.
Pendale Middle School held their annual Career Day last Thursday. 8th grade students could learn from a variety of various workforce representatives. Athletes, veterinarians, pharmacists, and a wide variety of other vocations were just a few of the career choices represented. North Penn's own David Page delivered the keynote address to the students.
What you would do.
A team of Gwenor Elementary 6th graders in Mrs. Joan Hurd's resource room were selected as finalists in the Bear National Science Foundation Award for Community Innovation. The team consists of Brian Berg, Laura Baracki, Tommy Geisel, and Connie Chung. The Bear NSF Award is designed to give students in grades 6 through 8 a hands-on experience with science and technology that will last a lifetime. The team will be traveling to Disney World in June for the national competition against 9 other teams. The students will be judged on a prototype of their project and a written paper.
Gwenor Elementary School students recently celebrated Earth Day with a mountain of activities. Throughout the day, students attended assemblies focusing on the topics of shrinking habitats, backyard wildlife, and a presentation on raptors. Students also had the chance to play a game of bingo, which introduced them to endangered species. As the Earth Day celebration came to a close, the students of Gwenor gathered together to form a human rainbow and sing "Every Day is Earth Day" as a reminder of the importance of preserving our planet.
2nd grade students at Inglewood Elementary School were runners-up in a recent Random House contest. Bonnie Rosin students Aaron Shetter and Francis Sedgwick submitted an original adventure complete with illustrations and pictures of the class, based on the Magic Treehouse series. They received an autographed copy of a special hardcover Magic Treehouse collection.
All of North Penn's 13 elementary schools celebrated Earth Day with celebrations dedicated to science. Some North Penn schools dedicated the entire week to science. The Montgomery Elementary School Science Week activities culminated with integrated science and reading presentations. Mrs. Cook's 1st grade class studied beetles with their 2nd grade buddies. The 1st graders then wrote stories and songs about their beetles. Donning beetle hats, the 1st graders sang their beetle song and then read the story to their 2nd grade buddies. The day ended with beetle races in the classroom. Meanwhile, Mrs. Chavez's 2nd grade class's study of bees culminated with a visit from beehive keeper and reading specialist Peg Wolf, who dressed as the queen bee. While reading along with Mrs. Wolf, the class shared their knowledge of bees.
Montgomery Elementary School will be hosting Career Night for 6th grade students on May 20th at 6:30 p.m. Dr. Juan Bond will be the keynote speaker for the event. Booths representing many different career pathways will be on hand. Again, Montgomery Career Night on May 20th at 6:30 p.m. at the Montgomery Elementary School.
After the break, Tony DiDomizio will be joining us with a look at North Penn sports. Stay with us.
The air dances with the waters, brings the rain that feeds the land. The land gives the water boundaries, the animals a home. The animals, they keep the land from being lonely, fill the air with song. All life dances together.
In a world
so connected, choosing one environmental cause can be hard.
All life sings together.
Now there's EarthShare, 40 of the world's most respected environmental charities working under one name. To find out how you and your company can help, call 1-800-MyShare.
All life lives, or doesn't, together.
Why don't you come up here, Pumpkin?
What are you doing, Larry?
Well, Vince, I've asked my pumpkin to sit on my lap to prove a point.
And what is that, your Larryness?
Even if we fasten our safety belts, even if you hold on tight, even if you were watching the road, in a crash, your pumpkin will be nothing but a squash.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Use child safety seats.
We love that little pumpkin to pieces.
Welcome back to North Penn News. Tony DiDemizio now joins us with a look at North Penn sports. Tony?
Thanks, Kyle. Our top sports story is a title defense of Cliff Nunn in the District 1 Tennis Championships. Nunn, a sophomore, successfully defended his title by not dropping a set the entire tournament. In the championship match, Nunn won 6-2, 6-4. He will look to defend his state title from May 21st through the 23rd at Penn State. Good luck, Cliff. The Knights track team enjoyed a big week last week. At the Lower Merion Invitational, Matt Antunes clocked the fastest 800 time in the area this season in winning his race. Mike Mellish, Dave Koslow, Ron Calarco, and the 4x400 relay of Wayne Lau, Josh Hebner, Jason Harris, and Matt Antunes all were victorious. Earlier in the week, at the Trojan Classic, Matt Antunes, Carl Holstein, and the 4x800 relay of Zach Webb, Jason Plowa, Lee Benedette, and Matt Antunes were first-place winners. For the maidens, their lone champion at the Lower Merion meet was Jen Smith in the javelin. But at the Trojan Classic, the maidens had several champions. Cheryl Smith won 2 events for North Penn, while Nia Campbell, Amake Anyanya, and the 4x400 relay team all won individual events. The Knights baseball team has moved closer to getting a playoff berth last week by defeating Truman in league play 8-4. Mark Reichley had 2 extra base hits for the Knights, including a 3-run homer. Earlier in the week, the Knights lost to the visiting Neshaminy Redskins 7-5. The Knights are now 8-7 overall and play Pennsbury and Council Rock at home this week. A win in both games guarantees that the Knights are in the playoffs. The North Penn lacrosse team ran the table this week in Suburban 1 League competition. The maidens had 2 14-point victories over both CB West and Norristown last week. Alyssa Moser scored 5 goals in both games, and Nikki Leone had 7. The maidens are now 10-2 overall and undefeated 10-0 in the Suburban 1 League. They will play CB East on Tuesday and Sourton on Thursday. The maidens soccer team struggled through last week, only scoring 1 goal in 3 matches. Jen Sykes scored the lone goal for North Penn in their 2-1 loss to Sourton on Saturday. The maidens were shut out by Pennsbury and Council Rock earlier in the week, 3-0 and 2-0 respectively. The maidens will finish out the rest of their schedule against Truman and Neshaminy this week. And finally, the North Penn volleyball team split their 2 matches this week. The Knights held off CB East 15-11, 15-12 in a thrilling match. The Knights came back from being down by 8 to take the match. Earlier in the week, the Knights took it on the chin from Neshaminy, losing 15-10 and 15-13. North Penn is now 9-6 overall and 8-4 in the league. The Knights traveled to Pennsbury on Monday and finished their season at home against Truman. And that's your look at North Penn sports. Kyle?
Thank you, Tony, and that is all for this edition of North Penn News. For Melissa Croak, Tony DiDemizio, and the entire North Penn News team, I'm Kyle Berger. Stay with us, though, because after a quick change of wardrobe and a quick break, I'll be back with Sports Night. Stay with us. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Sports Night, an inside look at North Penn sports from the North Penn Television Studios. I'm your host, Kyle Berger. Joining me on today's program will be North Penn baseball players Joe Alcaro and Mike Hauser. But first, let's take a look at the past week in sports. Our top story is the District 1 title defense of North Penn sophomore Cliff Nyun in tennis. After beating teammate Daniel Demachek last year as a freshman for the title, he repeated this year in convincing fashion, not dropping a set in the tournament. This year, he beat Penn Crest Chris McGrath 6-2, 6-4 in the toughest match of the tournament. For Nyun, McGrath, his occasional hitting partner, was up 4-1 when he broke 3 straight serves en route to his victory. Nyun will take his unblemished record to the PIAA Championships held at Penn State from May 21st through the 23rd, where he hopes to become a repeat champion. Well, we talked about it last week, domination that is, and we weren't talking about the Buffalo Sabres goaltender Dominic the Dominator Hasek. We were talking about the dominance in the Suburban 1A League by the North Penn girls lacrosse team. The Maidens coasted to an easy win over Norristown last Friday, their second win over the Eagles this year, by a score of 19-5. Alyssa Moser scored as many goals as Norristown did, 5. Shannon Hungate added 4, and Nikki Leone, Sarah Ducilli, and Susan Ducilli all found the back of the net twice. The Maidens had another 14-point win earlier in the week, destroying CB West 16-2 on Wednesday. 20 minutes into the game, it was 10-0. Nikki Leone and Alyssa Moser put a hurtin' on the back of the net, scoring 5 goals apiece. Jamie Willis had 6 assists to help the efforts of the Maidens, who are now 10-2 overall and a perfect 10-0 in the Suburban 1 League. If you want to see, in my opinion, the best lacrosse team in the area, come watch the team in action this week. They play Tuesday and Thursday at 3:30. On Tuesday at CB East, and Thursday is the grudge match against crosstown rival Souderton, who the Maidens defeated earlier this year. Well, with sights set on the postseason, every game matters for the Knights baseball squad, and getting a big win over Truman 8-4 last Friday was huge. Sophomore Mark Reichley led the way by smacking a 3-run dinger and added a double. The Knights scored all 8 of their runs over the last 3 innings. Mike Hauser got the win for the Knights on the mound in relief. And what made the win more impressive is that it helped the Knights rebound from earlier in the week when they lost to Neshaminy 7-5. North Penn was up 3-2 but gave up 5 runs in the 5th inning, springing the Redskins to the win. The Knights are now 8-7 overall and play Pennsbury and Council Rock at home this week. If the Knights win both of those games, they will clinch a playoff berth in District 1. The track and field teams competed at the Lower Merion Invitational on Saturday. Matt Antunes led the Knights with the fastest 800 time in the area this season in 1 minute 52.7 seconds. That was also a meet record. Other North Penn champions were Mike Mellish in the triple jump, Dave Koslow in the shot put, Ron Clarko in the pole vault, and the 4x400 relay team of Wayne Lau, Josh Ebner, Jason Harris, and Matt Antunes. Pat O'Malley, Dan Tantino, and Chris McKelvey, as well as the 4x100 relay team and the 4x800 relay team all took home second place. The Maidens' lone champion was Jen Smith in the javelin. Erica Parker, Cheryl Smith, Nia Campbell, Amaka Ananya, and the 4x100, 4x400, and the 4x800 relay teams took home second places. Both track teams led the way at the Trojan Classic earlier in the week. The Knights repeated as champs, getting individual champions in Matt Antunes, Carl Holstein, and the 4x800 relay team of Zach Webb, Jason Plowa, Lee Benedette, and Matt Antunes. North Penn got several seconds and thirds, which helped the Knights to their victory. On the girls' side of the track, the Maidens were convincing in their victory, as Cheryl Smith won both the 800 and the 300 hurdles, while Nia Campbell and Amaka Ananya won individual events. Campbell and Smith teamed up with Erica Parker and Jen Krako to win the 400 relay. Both track teams compete against Ben Salem this week. It was a tough week for the Maidens soccer team. However, through their 3 games this week, they were blanked twice and only managed 1 goal by Jen Sykes against Souderton on Saturday. On Tuesday, Pennsbury beat North Penn 3-0, while Council Rock shut out the Maidens 2-0 on Friday afternoon. North Penn's record is now 6-9, and they will play Truman at home and Neshaminy on the road this week to close out their schedule. And finally, on the volleyball courts, the Knights split their 2 matches this week. On senior night last Thursday, North Penn held off CB East for a 15-11, 15-12 victory in an exciting matchup. The Knights were down 8-0 in the first game, but came back thanks to contributions from all Lee McCumber, Brent Mudry, Jeff Busby, and Ben Tarnowski. On Tuesday, the Knights dropped their match to Neshaminy 15-10 and 15-13. The Knights now have a record of 9-6 overall and 8-4 in the league. They will travel to Pennsbury on Monday and finish out their schedule at home against Truman. And that's your look at North Penn sports. Stay with us, though. Sports Night will be back after this, and we'll be joined by Joe Alcaro and Mike Hauser. Stay with us.
Why don't you come up here, Pumpkin?
What are you doing, Larry?
Well, Vince, I've asked my pumpkin to sit on my lap to prove a point.
And what is that, your Larryness?
Even if we fasten our safety belts, even if you hold on tight, even if you were watching the road, in a crash, your pumpkin will be nothing but a squash.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Use child safety seats.
We love that little pumpkin to pieces.
The air dances with the waters, which brings the rain that feeds the land, that is home to the animals. All life dances together.
In a world so connected, choosing one environmental cause can be hard. EarthShare is 40 environmental charities working together. You and your company can help by calling 1-800-MY-SHARE.
All life lives, or doesn't, together.
Welcome back, everyone. Now we're talking baseball with Joe Alcaro and Mike Hauser, both key members of the North Penn baseball team. Joe, we'll start with you. Now, this is your first year on varsity, but before the season, Coach Dave Rittenhouse had hinting that he might not be back this year. A new coach, a little confusion there for you guys?
Well, a lot of people wanted to know if Coach Ritt was coming back or not. Like, we talked about it, and I personally wanted him to come back because I feel more comfortable with him there because I was on JV last year, but he still knew who I was. And it's just nice having a coach that you know come back.
Now, Mike, same feelings for you?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone knows Coach. He knows everyone. He knows what you can do. So, it worked out good for the team.
Now, as a senior captain of this team, you can say that this team is better than the team you had last year. What are some of the reasons for that?
Yeah, we're definitely a lot better than last year. Last year, we didn't have as many guys that wanted to play. They didn't want to put in 100%. And this year, we have guys at every position that really want to come in and play. And that's what you have to have if you want to be successful playing baseball at this level.
Well, speaking of guys at every position, Joe, you're in a new position this year. You're moved out to right field. Sometimes an overlooked position, but pretty important. How do you feel about going out to right field?
It's a lot different from third base. I try to work on it as much as I can at practice. I really put in 100%. Like Mike said, I'm one of those people that I pride myself on defense. I mean, I'm not the greatest out there, but I really try to work on it. And I can play the position all right because I have a good arm, but that's the main reason I'm out there, and because I can hit.
Okay. Now, Mike, next year, of course, you'll be in college. Where are you looking right now to go?
I've narrowed my choices down to Penn State and Villanova. Both are two pretty good programs, Big East, Big Ten, pretty good baseball. But I haven't made my final decision yet, but I'll be going to college and, playing baseball.
No basketball in your future at all?
Nah, basketball. Like, I've loved basketball, but baseball has always been my favorite sport. I've always loved playing, and that's what I want to do.
Okay. Now, Joe, postseason aspirations for this year. You guys are, as we said, better than last year, looking for the postseason. A tough week ahead of you, though.
We all feel we're in playoff contention, and the way we've been playing lately, we've really been on a roll. We had a tough loss against Neshaminy a couple days ago, but yesterday against Truman, we came back and won. We have Pennsbury and Rock coming up, and if we can beat them, I think we'll really have enough momentum to get into the playoffs.
Okay. All right, well, thanks again to Joe and Mike for being on the show, and that'll wrap up this edition of Sports Night, everybody. I'd like to thank you for joining us. From North Penn Television, I'm Kyle Berger, and I'll see you at the game.